Hey y'all, and welcome back. And if you're a newcomer, come right on in. Now, today we will be reacting to a slapped hand video titled Creepy Cryptids Caught on Camera. And I try to say that 5 times fast. Anyway, besides the point, let's get on to it now, shall we?
In November 2012, a man known only as Daryl claimed to have taken this photo while working the night shift at a material gas plant in Kennedy, Texas. He says that at the time he took the photo, there was only 4 people working at the facility. He first noticed the strange figure when he was standing in the basket of a man lift and spotted something unusual swaying from side to side out the corner of his eye. By the time he managed to unhook his harness and get out of the basket, the creature had vanished. The police were called. However, after searching the premises, they were unable to find any trace of the mysterious figure. The officer then told Daryl that they had already received 26 phone calls related to UFO sightings that night. He sent the picture to a plant officer, and it was subsequently posted in the local newspaper. If you take a close look at the photo, the creature appears to be somewhat shorter than a human. It looks as though it's dressed in some sort of robe or cloak, and it has large dark eyes and a dark mouth. Many who have studied the photo have divided opinions on what the creature could be. Some claim it's an alien, others think it could be some type of supernatural entity, a ghost, or even a goblin. While the identity of this creepy cryptid remains unclear, there's little doubt that the photo has captured something very strange. Could the figure really be from another world, or is it more likely to have supernatural origins? Without further information, this one will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but I have never ever met a police officer or a sheriff that would give out kind of pertinent information as that, as talking about receiving 26 phone calls about UFO sightings. Now that sounds a little bit kind of far-fetched to me. So I'm just really not understanding that part. That kind of really makes this one, of course, I mean, I was going to say it was a hoax anyway, but this just kind of lends more to the credence of definite hoax. I mean, y'all, now correct me if I'm wrong and leave it in the comments if y'all ever had a police officer tell you every little thing that's done happened in a day. I mean, the only time I've ever had something like that was basically I see an officer like, oh, rough day, because obviously they looked a little disheveled, and then they say, oh, you have no idea, and that's all. I ain't never heard anything else. It's one of those type of things, and you're like, okay, best left unsaid. But to have one tell you that they done received 26 phone calls about UFO sightings, especially after you done called them to a location about a possible unauthorized personnel within a factory such as this place, this plant that they were at. Now that just got me scratching my head. Unless Daryl's cousin was the police officer, then it would make a bit more sense. But they didn't ever mention like one of his family members. They didn't go into a lot of detail like that, so I'm just safe to assume that it's just a regular officer, and he ain't gonna say something like that to somebody, especially when they just came out on a call of suspicious activity, especially at a plant, Anyway, as for it being shorter, this is taken at a distance, and a lot of those areas are, you would think they look little and everything, but I mean, some of those places are massive. And honestly, from this far away of a distance and looking at this thing right there by the girders and everything, I have a feeling it looks like a regular sized human being, in all honesty, to me. If you don't think that, then leave it in the comments below and we can have a nice little debate. If you think it's the Ewoks done came and try to take over this plant, then by all means say it in the comments below. But other than that, I'm just feeling it's probably somebody, like I said, unauthorized personnel. Somebody done put on like some sort of outfit and was trying to go and be in a place they shouldn't be. Let's put it that way. So, I mean, that's the only thing I can really think of. And like I say, that the way they were talking about the face and everything like that, it's a dark hooded cloaked figure. You ain't really going to see facial features, and from that sort of distance it's going to be hard to discern features anyway, especially facial features, unless this person was a giant or something. But then you still have that distortion and everything like that. So, at the end of the day, I say it's a hoax. Let's move on to the next, shall we?
This mysterious cryptid sighting was uploaded to Amazing Mystery Videos YouTube channel in January 2014. The clip begins as someone is filming two men kicking around a ball in a dimly lit room. As they kick it back and forth, one of the men loses control of the ball and it rolls underneath what appears to be a desk. As the man attempts to retrieve the ball, a small light-coloured creature runs from under the desk to the opposite side of the room. Startled, the man lets out a mighty shriek and falls to the ground. As with many of these kinds of videos, the quality is very poor. This has led skeptics to suggest that the clip could easily be fake. However, there are some that genuinely believe that this video has actually captured a cryptid, possibly a goblin or even an elf. The man's surprised reaction certainly seems authentic, but the video quality just makes it too hard to identify the mysterious creature. So does this video really show some sort of small cryptid, or is it simply a bit of post-production trickery?
Now, I tell you, I think the best line of that clip was, "He let out a mighty shriek." That was... Oh, I'm so sorry, but that was a classic. He let out a mighty shriek. Hold on. All right. Let's try to get this one situated now. So, as we can obviously see, this is a very poorly low resolution, poor quality video clip. And what sticks out to me the most with this thing that came out from underneath the desk and let him go out with a mighty shriek. Anyway, okay, I gotta stop that. All right. So, very poor quality. And y'all notice that the creature, I want to use the term loosely, kind of just like randomly appears and seems to be in a little bit better quality. I mean, the shriek was certainly real, but I'm thinking maybe there was a mouse or something like that underneath there. There's people you would think that wouldn't be afraid of anything will be afraid of a poor little mouse. So I'm thinking that possibly, especially with the clarity of that supposed creature that came out from under the desk, it kind of randomly appeared and then just swoop through the on the floor, kind of went shoom right out. So I mean, that right there was a bit of post-production trickery, as he called it. I'm thinking probably what it was a little mouse. Guy let out a very, very mighty shriek. And he was trying to run away from the mouse and tripped over himself, basically. And as post-production, I mean, cause come on, a person running away from a little bitty old mouse and acting as he did is pretty funny. But if you add into post-production something that's a little bit different, like a cryptid or like something a little bit bigger, like a snake or something, it's going to get a little bit more views. So, yeah. I still say the best part of this was the Mighty Shriek. So, tell me what y'all thought in the comments. You like the Mighty Shriek too? If you did, let me know. And let's move on.
In early 2018, this bizarre piece of footage first appeared online. It was captured by a woman in the northern Mexican state of Baja California and shows some sort of strange object flying through the sky. The video, seen here, uploaded to the Facebook page UFO Logo Pedro Ramirez, clearly shows an object. However, there's much conjecture over what it actually is. A UFO expert, Ramirez himself, suggested that the clip showed a tubular-shaped UFO that was flying over the city, monitoring recent rocket launches from Earth. He added, "Some of these space missions have suspicious objectives that alien beings are aware of." Others thought that the mysterious flying object looked more like a humanoid figure flying vertically through the sky. If you look closely at the shape, it certainly does resemble a person with a jetpack. Sometime later, a more skeptical analyst even put forward the idea that the figure could have simply been a human-shaped helium balloon floating through the sky. After watching the video, it's easy to see how opinions could be so divided, and I'm sure the furious debate over the object's true identity will continue well into the future. So what do you think it could be? Love to get your thoughts on this mysterious piece of footage in the comments section below.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. At first, I thought maybe it was something on their window, and it kind of we did one. I can't remember exactly what episode this was that we did, but there was. Remember, any of y'all who've been watching some of my videos before remember where a person took a picture, and inside the picture was a twig that was probably dangling by a spider web, and it looked like a stick floating, and they called it a glitch in the matrix and all that, but we simply debunked it as a little twig caught up in a spider web, and it was just the perspective of how the camera shot was done that made it look like it was bigger than a little twig, that it looked like a nice sized stick. So that's what I was thinking at first. But then when I started seeing more like cloud coverage and things like that, where it would disappear and then reappear and everything, it was like, well, I just blew that whole idea out the water. So I'm sitting here, I was studying this and thinking a little bit more, and it's really strange. I mean, I've seen like balloons let go and things like that, where basically what they do is they float sideways, but they go up, and to the point where you have them disappear. This seem like it was staying at a stationary level just a little bit. It didn't have too much like movement and like forms of going up and down or like side to side a little bit. It just seemed like it had a straight trajectory in it and everything. So I mean, it is a bit weird with this one, but honestly, I kind of subscribe to the theory that it's possibly a person with a jetpack. I mean, Baja California, I'm sure it has a lot of things where you got movie productions and everything like that, so close to being towards California itself and Los Angeles. There's a lot of places where you can go and have movie locations, movie sets and everything like that. And hey, you can also have testing sites and all this other stuff too in all those certain areas too. So who's to say that it wasn't somebody on the jetpack? Or I know this one's kind of way out there. Y'all seen those water things where people can go up in the air and like kind of float around with those water packs and all that other stuff? I know there's no water, obviously, that you could physically see, but who knows how close they are to the beach, because Baja California does have a nice beaches and everything like that. So, I mean, we don't know technically how far they are from the ocean. We don't know. It looks like it's high up in the sky, which that's kind of also thrown me off too. But that's why, and it makes me lean more towards that jetpack type idea more than anything. I mean, other than that, I mean, I can't say that it's gonna be an alien craft, because most of the things that have been seen and documented aren't that shape. I mean, can there be shapes like that? Maybe other species that are out there of alien, maybe, but this is not anything like that. I know it's more of a human element to this, more so than supernatural or, UFO wise. I mean, well, we could consider this a UFO because the words are unidentified flying object, and so far it has been unidentified, so we can go into that realm a little bit. So there is that, but it's a really strange one. Let me know in the comments what y'all think it might be. I mean, I'm going with man on a jetpack. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, and let's move on to the next.
This video, seen here uploaded to UFO HD's YouTube channel in August 2015, supposedly shows a woman carrying a goblin. The footage appears to have been taken from a CCTV camera that was apparently overlooking a bus station somewhere in South America. As the woman dressed in blue appears on the right side of the screen, you can see that one of the bus station security guards spots the strange creature that she's holding. The footage then shows the woman talking to two people before eventually walking through the security screens. Up until this point, most viewers will probably suspect that the small figure that the woman is carrying is most likely a child. However, after the woman presents her bag to the security guard for inspection, she then turns, revealing the face of the figure that she's carrying. It appears to have green skin and large pointed ears. While some have simply dismissed the figure as a mannequin, if you watch the footage closely, it actually seems to move its head in different directions. It's possible that the figure could be some sort of autonomous puppet, however its face is eerily lifelike. Could this clip actually show evidence of a real goblin? Unfortunately, without further information, we may never learn the truth behind this mysterious video.
Callan. To say that face on that thing was very lifelike is like telling me that the sky is like red, like instead of the normal blue of the sky, it is red. Because in all honesty, I couldn't even get a good look at the of the face, and it just honestly looked like a regular ventriloquist doll. If y'all want my personal opinion, I watched this video several times before deciding how I'm gonna react to it and how I'm gonna sit there and put this one out for y'all on the table. And I didn't see the head move any which way. I mean, sure, it could have moved like a little, but for it to be a ventriloquist doll, it's gotta kind of have a little bit of movement and a little bit of kind of, everything can't be like tight and so tight that it's gonna be almost robotic. It has to have a little bit of flow, a little bit of give in the joints and everything like that for somebody to be able to maneuver it a little bit better. And so, of course, maybe his head shifted a little bit because y'all seen it. She adjusted her arm because like carrying that in a bag, it gets heavy. You kind of adjust your arm so your arm don't fall asleep. And I really don't see where this looked so lifelike, that it was moving around and everything like that. And as for the security guard at the metal detectors, I think he just decided to look like, what the hell is that? Because he probably thought it was a child at first. And then he saw that face and he was like wanting to take a little better look at the puppet, you know? So, and nothing real. Like, if this was, let's be honest, let's be 100% honest. If this was, say, right now, right here, right now, this was like just proof, undeniable proof that it was a goblin. Don't y'all think that there'd have been a lot more people up in arms about that, trying to figure out what the hell was going on? A lot more people would be scared. Come on, you'd have people scared. You'd have people trying to, like, approach her to take the thing away because people would want to study it and things like that. Let's be 100% honest. A person, everyday Joe Blow off the side of the street, is not going to be carrying a goblin into a bus station. That would be too, even if it was like his friend or whatever, he would not be carrying it into the bus station. Maybe hiding it in some sort of book bag or something if it needed to get it across state lines or whatever. And just having it out in the open like that, no, that makes no sense. Now, some of y'all could say, well, why didn't she put her ventriloquist doll in a case like everybody else does? That would make sense, but maybe she didn't have a case. Maybe she just bought it for a nephew, a niece, a grandson, a granddaughter, somebody. She could have been buying it for them, and there was no case to put it in. Y'all think of that? Or maybe she just liked the feel of having it out and about. Who knows? But I could see somebody walking down the street with a ventriloquist doll in their arms more so than a goblin. Like I say, if there was undeniable proof that this was one, this woman would no longer have it in her possession. And because especially those security guards, all three of them, because there was the ones who did, the two that were there for the bag check, and then the one by the metal detector. There would have been a little bit more confrontation if you ask my personal opinion. Let me know what y'all think, and let's move on.
In July 2014, a video surveillance camera captured this image of a large cat-like creature prowling around a residential neighborhood in Norwalk, California. After reviewing the footage, local wildlife experts apparently confirmed that the creature was not a mountain lion as many had first suspected. Based on the beast's size and shape, it was suggested that it could actually have been an African lion, perhaps one that escaped from a nearby zoo or circus. Shortly after the sighting, a representative from the Department of Fish and Wildlife visited local residents to inform them of the creature's presence in the area. While most thought that the creature did resemble a lion, others were not so sure, suggesting that the beast could have been something else entirely. Some even went as far as to say the footage could have shown evidence of a shapeshifter, one that possesses the ability to take the form of different animals. While it's unclear what the creature seen in this picture really was, it's certainly large and could potentially be very dangerous. If anyone who lives in the area has any information on other sightings of this mysterious beast, we'd love to hear about them in the comments section below.
I'm going to keep this one brief. Mysterious creature. Yeah, no, that was more than likely a lion that done escape from the zoo or from a circus. Just like point blank what he said to begin with. I do not see anything out of the ordinary that would cause anyone to honestly think it to be something other than what I just stated as it being a lion that escaped from the zoo or circus. Like he said before, and Fish and Wildlife was aware of the situation and everything like that. And so, I mean, this is a pretty cut and dry case. Now, first when I done seen it, I thought it was a mountain lion. I mean, I've done seen them, but then again, it looked a bit bigger than a mountain lion that I've done seen, and those things are pretty big. So, you know what, like I say, this one simply put, it's a lion, nothing else. let's go on to the next and see what we find in that one.
This mysterious video, uploaded to JJPD Producciones' YouTube channel in February 2016, shows a small elf-like creature hiding under a car. The video's description mentions that the footage was captured by a young man who was heading to his car when he suddenly noticed something strange. He then took out his smartphone and recorded this clip. The footage begins as the man squats down and starts to film underneath the car. Initially, he's unable to spot whatever it was that first caught his attention. However, as he begins to stand up, he spots a strange creature running from behind the car. The creature is vast and certainly seems intent on avoiding the man, who does his best to follow with his camera. He loses it for a second, but then manages to spot the creature once again, climbing underneath another nearby car. The footage cuts abruptly and the viewer is left wondering what happened next. If you pause the video just as the figure runs past the car, you can clearly see it looks very strange. Its body looks hairless and it has yellowy brown skin, it has long thin arms and also appears to have an elongated jaw. The opinion of the supernatural community is certainly divided over this video. Many believe that the creature is simply the result of a very clever editing job, while others think the footage could indeed be genuine. If this footage is proven to be authentic, then one thing's for sure. This would have to be some of the clearest footage of a cryptid ever caught on camera.
There's nothing to worry about with that. That's just either Dobie or Creature going to get something for Harry Potter, right? Sorry, I couldn't keep it much any longer. This is some pretty nice post-production editing by the person who put up this video. I mean, hey, I know J.K. Rowling created Dobie and Creature, but you know what? They make some pretty nice little guest appearances in a lot of videos I've seen about cryptids and everything. So I think they found some good work later on in life after those movies were over with. What y'all think? Sorry, I have to continue laughing about that. Let's go on to the next one, shall we?
In June 2019, the internet went crazy over this video posted to Twitter by Keita Simpson. In it, the Twitter user appears to have captured evidence of some sort of gorilla bird hybrid living in Nagoya, Japan. The creature looks as though it's sporting large, feathery arms and seems to have adopted an aggressive, ape-like stance. While cryptid enthusiasts were quick to suggest that this video could show proof of some sort of new, yet-to-be-discovered species, ornithologists soon debunked the rumours. They claim that the creature is actually a large-billed crow that is simply sunning itself and that its outstretched wings are actually hiding its legs. This creates the illusion that the bird is standing on large muscular wings. Even though the gorilla bird mystery appears to have been solved, we think that based on the initial wow factor of the video, this bizarre looking bird still deserves a place on our list of creepy cryptids caught on camera.
And with that one, we end our episode. Now, what y'all think? Y'all like it? Was it okay? Should we go into more cryptid videos, or should we go delve into more of the paranormal, ghosts and things like that? Let me know what y'all think in the comments below, and also like and subscribe. So the crow, that poor little crow, all he wanted to do was take a little sun bath, and people want to sit there and blow up his spot and make him something totally different than what he is. That poor thing, he can't even get his feathers dry. Now, it does look weird. I've actually seen a crow do that before, and it's kind of weird at first, but when you go back towards the backside of them, you do see their little bitty skinny stick legs are hiding behind their wings and everything. They're just basically kind of drying out the feathers. Maybe some of the primary flat feathers have done got wet, or It just needs to feel the warmth of the sun because it may be a little cool for it and everything. So it's trying to just make sure everything's more, getting dry. Mainly is what it is they trying to dry their wings and make sure the sun gets every aspect of the wing. So yeah, it's nothing really. It's kind of strange looking. I ain't gonna sit there and deny anybody that, but it's totally natural. I've seen it in other birds too, besides just a crow. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. And we didn't see a bit of cryptids. So saw a lot of AI and nice post-production editing, but didn't see any real cryptids or anything like that. But like I said before, this is something that, it's very, very hard to find ones that are actually legitimate, whether it's something for paranormal, like, cryptids, ghostly encounters, or things like that, or even UFO sightings for that matter. It's really hard to find something that's going to be legitimate and to cause, more speculation. So, because who really has a camera available in such a quick time? Unless you have a dash cam set up and you driving down the road and you capture something like a Bigfoot crossing the street and everything. I mean, you're not really gonna have too much photographic or video evidence of situations like this, unless, like I say, Bigfoot goes and walks through your backyard and you got a security camera there, or he walks right in front of your car and you got a dash cam there. So it's always fun to go and delve into them a little bit more and just see like where they might have made a little slight mistake, where things look a little too CGI or too AI within the whole thing. So that's what I like doing, and I love the paranormal. Just this is a little extra for people who first stumbled onto this video. So, and if you have stumbled onto it, and you like what's going on here, subscribe to the channel, because I do this every day. I try to go through the videos every day at least, and I try to update at least 3 times a week. So, like I said, if you like what you're hearing, subscribe to the channel and you can hear more. And I just want to let everybody else know, thank you for subscribing and have a nice day.